How are you? Well, I want to do my third part for my topic of Antichrist. In my last video, and you really should be watching the first two parts, I talked clearly or showed clearly the definition of various rulers, okay, that Paul mentioned, Daniel and John. And so I made a connection between the man of sin, the king that does how he pleases in Daniel 11:36, and the little horn in Daniel 7, and also then made a connection to Babylon the Great in Revelation 17. And those are all, if you compare the definitions, they're all the same. It's all the same ruler. Of course, this ruler is not one ruler, but many. It's an institution. It's a religious institution. Yes, rule, because they are also kings in a sense. They're more known as religious leaders. And that's papacy. We looked at, the different definitions, and clearly it shows that it's papacy, especially in Babylon the Great, who is dressed with scarlet and purple. Catholic Church, please, I hope you know that, okay? And then again, papacy ruled the kings. That's what it says in Revelation 17. And the kings are the 10 horns of the beast. Now, John described that beast, and Daniel described that beast. So you understand the beast, we have to go, of course, again, to where? Daniel 7. Daniel 7 tells you that there's 7 beasts. I mean, 3 beasts. Okay? Boy, I'm really confused right now. There are 4 beasts. These 4 beasts are described also as the statue in Daniel 2. So compare the two. Look at the statue in Daniel 2, and it's very much described that there are 4 empires. Okay, 4 empires. The Babylonian, the Persian, the Greek, and the Roman. And then, of course, the last empire, the Roman, split into half and then had 10 horns. Okay? So that gives you an idea that these 4 beasts in Daniel 7 are the same thing, are these empires. You have to understand that, because Daniel is giving you a hint who these beasts are. And in order to do that, you have to go back to the statue of Daniel 2. So then we have these beasts that are empires, political empires. Okay? So we had, of course, Babylon, Persia, Greece, and Rome. Now people say, oh, Rome fell. No, according to Daniel 7, that last empire will last until the saints and Jesus will take over. Okay? So it will last until Jesus returns. So how does that work? Well, some people think, and please read it again, because I read it in my last video. So read it again. Daniel 7. Now, how does that work? Well, because the last beast was very different. It wasn't just a beast. If it would have been just a beast, it would have been like the Roman Empire and would have been gone. But that beast had 10 horns. Okay, please read it. I'm telling you right now, this is not my interpretation. This is not my opinion. This is what Daniel says in Daniel 11. And I'm not going to read it right now because that takes a lot of time. But read it. And on the beast was then 10 horns. And these 10 horns are kings, but really kings stand symbolically for kingdoms. Okay? Long-lasting kingdoms with many kings. And these kingdoms change and change and change. They stand for countries as well. Okay? These kings. Because the kings are gone. Like we had one of the king, that was the German Kaiser, king, that fell after the First World War. We had the Austrian emperor that fell during or after the First World War. We had the French king that fell long time ago during the French Revolution. Okay, they fell. There's still lots of kings left, but these kings still, the country still continued and they still had their rulers. Okay? So these horns stand for these 10 sections of Europe that make up this Holy Roman Empire. Okay? Holy Roman Empire is something you need to learn because you probably did not learn it in your history class, if you even learn about European history. So this is what this Roman Empire turned into, the Holy Roman Empire. Now, why Holy Roman Empire? Because we saw in my last video that on top of this beast, there were not just 10 horns, but there was a little horn that looked very different, and you need to read it. It had eyes, okay, and spoke, okay? That's what Daniel saw. But again, that little horn sat on the beast, which is their empire. It's the political system. And that little horn used the kings, okay, to do his dirty work. Okay, but understand that these kings, or this beast, really, okay, is the political system. This political system was created by Satan. We see that in Revelation 12. That's where it was created. Okay, we saw there the dragon, red dragon, right? And I think the dragon even had these 7 heads and 10 horns. Read it. And you need to compare that to the beast out of the sea in Revelation 13. They're the same. Why? Because the beast was transformed into the likeness. This last beast, the 4th beast of Daniel, was transformed into the likeness of the dragon that was described in Revelation 12. Please read these things. I am not making it up. It's not my opinion. You can find it. But you know what? I'm not going to spoon-fed all the time. And then I have people telling me, oh, you're all wrong. No, you need to read it yourself. Okay? Read it yourself. I'm telling you where it is. You can compare it. So then, after all these things that we know from the Old Testament, and we also saw that this little horn is really sitting on the beast in Revelation, but it's really Babylon the Great. And this Babylon the Great is ruling the beast, who is the political system. So now we're going to let's go to Revelation 13 and look at that beast closer. You can see John saw it closer because Daniel didn't see the heads. Okay, he only saw the horns. Okay? The heads are, I believe the heads, and that's the way I see it, are epochs. Okay? In other words, sections within this time period of this beast. The beast with the horn started when Rome fell, and papacy actually came up with this Holy Roman Empire. They put in the emperors, the first one that was Charlemagne, as an emperor. He crowned him emperor, but only because he bowed to the Pope. Okay? And every following emperor was appointed only by the Pope. Okay? Because he ruled them all. Pope had total dominion over the kings in Europe until the Reformation. And then many of them rebelled against him. Okay? That's when he lost power, because they rebelled. These 10 toes that were mixed with clay and iron, and the clay is really the church, Roman Catholicism, they didn't stick together. Okay? They were all fighting each other. And then, of course, because they rebelled against the Pope made sure that they all fell. Yeah, that's exactly what he did. He didn't just sit back and say, okay, that's the way it is. No, he started the Counter-Reformation. And the Counter-Reformation, he used the Jesuits to infiltrate in every political system, to bring down Europe the way it existed, especially the Protestant kings or emperors. Like the German emperor was Protestant, brought him down. Okay, everybody who did not bow down to the Pope was brought down. That's how it was. So then people are thinking, well, how about the English kingdom? Why was that not brought down? Because I believe very early on, or a long time ago, I think the Church of England, they went back again, to have close ties with the Catholic Church. They didn't. The Anglican Church did not change very much. They just went against the Pope because the king couldn't marry somebody else. But really, they kept the same thing in place. Everything the Roman Catholic Church did, they continued. So they did the same thing. So, there was no difference, and there's still no difference today. So it was very easy to fall back into the same routine with the Pope. And I really think that's what they have. They have a connection with the Pope, have been for a long time. So anyways, but every one of these kingdoms in Europe fell. And I believe if you look at the research, the Pope brought Europe down. He instigated every war. And I'll tell you another thing is what I have found out, that he is instigating the war in Ukraine as well. Has been. Okay? Why? Because the Pope wants world power under, of course, the beast. And he is still on top of the beast. He has not been destroyed, and he is still ruling, and he is still controlling the beast, which is the political system, which is today Europe. Okay? That's the beast. The beast out of the sea is Europe. There is no doubt in my mind. Okay? There's no doubt. It can't be any other way. There is no other empire that has existed even until the last empire, which is now the United States. What empire did we have before the United States became an empire, which was before the Second World War or First World War? That was Europe. They took turns dominating the world. But really it was one, okay? Remember, iron mixed with clay, the toes, they didn't cling together. That's Europe. They always took turns who is going to capture or take over the world. Yeah, it could be England and Spain, then Germany. It doesn't matter. They always took turns dominating the world. And the Pope was always there, okay, to take in the religious part. Always. That's the way it is. And then after the Second World War, when Europe was really had a head wound, one of the heads, okay, epochs, these heads, was wounded, had a deadly wound, but it kind of healed again. And today Europe is healed. That one head is healed. And it's alive again. It's alive better than before. And whose doing is that? It's the doing of the Pope, because the Pope wants world dominion. He does not believe that he needs to give up any of his power. Now with the United States started on not bowing down to the Pope, but over the years, again, the Pope and its Jesuits and the Catholic Church infiltrated everything, whether it be the money. They did that probably first, infiltrating the money, put the Federal Reserve up. Now, hey, it's in the hands of private people, right? How do you know it's in the hands of the Pope? Because they are all bowing down to the Pope, okay? And hey, remember this book? Let me get it right here because I have it already. This book right here, 50 Years in the Roman Church, Charles Chiniquy, okay? He will tell it all. And there's other books that I have mentioned, and maybe I need to bring them out again sometime soon because I have a lot of new people. Very clear that the Roman Catholic Church has taken over the United States. Okay, and it's now again, or it's now in the hands of the Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church, during Charles Chiniquy's time, Chiniquy knew that the Roman Catholic Church would destroy the, Protestant families, the Protestant values. That's what he said. That was their goal for 150 years since Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so infiltration in the system, Federal Reserve, infiltration in the school system. Okay, they did that on purpose. It's what they planned. And why school system? Because they could now teach these Protestants kids all the bad things so that they would really leave the Protestant faith. That's what's been going on, and it's what we're having today, and it's planned. Okay? It's planned. Now, I am getting away from this beast because I'm already telling you that this next beast in Revelation 13 is the United States. Okay? The beast out of the earth. Because it's a beast. It's an empire. And that is what we're having today. The last empire. Okay, the last empire. This is the last empire. The beast out of the earth or the false prophet. False prophet is not a religious system. Okay, don't get that wrong. He is a prophet for who? For the false religion, which is Babylon the Great, which is the Vatican. So, yeah, but how can that be? The United States is a Protestant country. No, not anymore. Not anymore. Most of our young people are falling away. Okay? They already left the faith We have more people today that are not really going to church anymore, or even holding on to a Protestant beliefs. And then many Protestant churches, they made deals with the Pope. They forgot that the Pope is their enemy. They forgot who the Pope is. That's why we're having this big problem today. Because nobody knows that the Pope is this man of sin. And that he actually took over. See, we're still believing in the United States, oh, there's two parties. No, the Pope has taken over both parties. They're both bowing down to the Pope, both parties. Okay? He infiltrated, the Jesuits infiltrated in both parties. Okay? Make no mistake. So the beast is the political system. Okay? And I'm right now talking about the empire, USA, the beast out of the earth. Okay? That took over world dominion after this beast out of the sea was wounded, the fourth beast. Now, Daniel did not see the fifth beast. Okay? But what does it say? It says in 11, Revelation 13:11, then I saw a second beast coming out of the earth. It had two horns like a lamb, but it spoke like a dragon. It exercised all the authority of the first beast on its behalf and made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast, whose fatal wound had been healed. Now, when it says worship, you need to be kind of, maybe we should be going even to the original text, okay? Because, okay, they worship the first beast. Now, the first beast, which is the beast out of the earth, the sea, is Europe. Now, does the United States want us to worship, as we understand worship, the first beast? No, not really. It's a different kind of worship. Okay? It's a different kind of worship. Honor maybe, respect, follow or not follow, but really, follow it. Okay? Follow it. So, somebody interrupted me. Going back to this beast out of the earth that got its power from the beast out of the sea. When did he get that power? It got the power when the United States was invited into the First and the Second World War. And they were invited when all the involved people in the war were already defeated. Like in the First World War, they all were defeated. But they were actually really invited by, of course, England, who was defeated in the First World War, and they could have never won if the United States would have not entered. The same with the Second World War. They entered because of, again, England, and England could have not won the war unless the United States enters. So really, he got the power from this first beast, okay, from Europe. And this is how the second beast out of the earth came into power. Again, the beast is always a political empire. And that's what we're having today. Don't tell me the United States is not an empire. I say that so many times. United States is the empire, especially even now in connection with the first beast, the beast out of the sea, Europe. It's even a bigger empire. Okay, this is how they became an empire, because they did make money off the destruction of Europe, especially Germany. Okay. Then we also see, okay, and a lot of people get really confused. Let's stay with this beast. Now, this is not the beast where Babylon the Great is sitting on. Babylon the Great sits on the first beast out of the sea. But let's stick with the second beast. Second beast, people, is not the Antichrist, is it? Okay? It doesn't even fit this worldly ruler. I mean, you could, okay? Because really, Antichrist in the Bible is what? Somebody who is not believing that Jesus is Messiah or coming in the flesh or is God in the flesh. Okay? That's Antichrist, according to John. It's not a political ruler. But here we have a political ruler. Even though in other, what was it again? Revelation 16, 12 through 16 is when we hear that this beast out of the earth is actually the false prophet. So, it says here, it was given power to wage war against God's holy people and to conquer them, and he was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. Okay? Over everybody. And it was also given power to wage war against God's holy people. And all inhabitants of the earth will worship the beast. All. Okay. How is the United States worshipped today? Think about it. Do the people of this earth worship the beast? This beast system. I'm just thinking about, how is the United States worshipped today? Everybody wants to be like the United States. Everybody wants to have a McDonald's. Or everybody wants to, do the same thing as the United States. They all want to come to the United States because, they think, that's cool to be here. That's worshiping. Okay? That's worship. The United States, we're bringing democracy in this world, and everybody worships the United States. I know it. I know it. Okay? All whose name have not been written in the Lamb's book of life, the Lamb who was slain from the creation. Whosoever has ears, let them hear. Okay? If anyone... Oh, wait a minute. No, that's not what it says here. Sorry. It says here in 13, it performs great signs, even causing fire down from heaven. Now, did this beast out of the earth cause fire come down from heaven? Yes, that's what's happening today. Okay? That's signs and wonders this beast is causing. It's deceiving the inhabitants of the earth. Okay? Then this is the beast that's ordering them to set up an image in honor of the beast that was beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived. Okay? And the second beast was given breath to this image of the beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refuse to worship the image to be killed. Now, this is going to happen later on, okay, when they get the mark, because it says here, who is causing this? This is the second beast, not the first beast. They want the first beast to be worshipped. Okay? It also forces people, to great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their forehead or their right hand. Now, who is causing that? The man of sin, which so many think is the Antichrist? The Antichrist? No. This is the political system, which is the United States. United States will cause them to get a mark. Okay? For all great and small, to rich and poor and free, to receive a mark and on their right hand or their forehead. That's the mark of the beast. So that they could not buy, sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. Okay? So don't confuse it. This is not Antichrist. If this would be Antichrist, all our presidents would be Antichrist. All of them. Every one of them. But that's not it. Antichrist, or the man of sin, is still who's sitting on the first beast, which we have not even looked at. Okay? So that first beast is Europe. And it says here that this beast wants people to worship the image that they have given this first beast. They want to worship it, they want to honor it, they want to respect it. Okay, this is exactly what happened, of course, with Europe. So you have to see it all, reading it in that perspective. So this is, second beast is not people, it's a political system. It's a world ruler. It's a world empire, but it's not Antichrist. Antichrist, if you go by the definition, what people say, would be the man of sin. And I hope you understand what I'm saying and don't get confused there. Okay? Maybe the best thing is throw Antichrist out because it has nothing to do with an end times ruler. Now we have two beasts here again. And these beasts, two beasts, are political systems. Read again the first beast. Okay? The beast was given a mouth to utter proud words and blasphemies and to exercise its authority for 42 months. 42 months, again, is what? 1,250 years. Okay? 42 months is 3.5 years, and it's also 1,260 years. Biblical years, not days. Okay? And again, this beast, had full authority and exercised full authority and boasted blasphemies, just like the horn on top did. Okay? So that's the same, because that's what they did until they crumbled and fell to pieces. It opened its mouth to blaspheme God and to slander its name and his dwelling place and those who live in heaven. They said, we have to worship the saints. Okay, we have to bow down to them, pray to them. That's one of the things they did. Every ruler until the Reformation had to do that. Okay, and then it fell to pieces. And it says, it was given power to wage war against God's holy people and to conquer them. This is what the political powers did under the control of the Pope. I already talked about that. Okay? So read this again, because these are all important so you kind of understand how all these things fit together. This word Antichrist really is only a distraction and a confusion. Okay? It has nothing to do with who is going to rule at the end. Nothing at all. It's nothing but a distraction. Let's name these things by the names that the Bible was using them. And the Bible used clearly The man of sin, little horn, Babylon the Great. They're the same. And then we have the beast out of the sea, okay, which is the extension of the Roman Empire. We have the beast out of the earth, which is also the false prophet, which is this last empire that we're having right now. People, if you don't understand that we are in the last empire and that actually we are the last empire, okay, we are actually ruled by Satan. So Satan has already captured our country. We don't have a Protestant country anymore. Nope. These people, they are all bought. They are corrupt and bought. All our government is bought and corrupt. Okay? They all bow down to Babylon the Great. And eventually, they'll probably get upset with Babylon the Great too, and they will cause her great harm, and she is going to burn. And they're all, let's look at that real fast. Because Revelation 18 tells you the fall of Babylon the Great, and who is standing by? The merchants and the kings of the earth are standing by, and they're crying. Okay? And then he says, come out of her, my people. And then in 9 it says, when the kings of the earth who committed adultery with her and shared her luxury see the smoke of her burning, they will weep and mourn over her. So she's going to die, and the kings of the earth are still there. I believe she will be dying before this last battle, the battle of Armageddon. She will die before the beast, the kings of the earth, are destroyed, because during the battle of Armageddon, they will be destroyed right there and then. Okay? So this is, woe, woe to you, great city, you mighty city of Babylon. See here again the name great city. But this great city is not the great city of Jerusalem. It's the great city of the Vatican. In 1 hour your doom has come. The merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her, because no one buys her cargoes anymore. Okay? It will say, the fruit you longed for is gone from you. All your luxury and splendor have vanished, never to be recovered. The merchants who sold these things and gained their wealth from her will stand far off, terrified at her torment. They will weep and mourn and cry out, woe, woe, you great city, dressed in fine linen, purple and scarlet. That's not Jerusalem. Glittering with gold, precious stones and pearls. In 1 hour, such great wealth has been brought to a ruin. Now listen to this. This is talking about the merchants and the kings that are not part of the Babylon the Great. So the kings must be something separate. It cannot, that rules out the United States as Babylon of the Great. Okay? Because these kings hoard with her. All kings of this world hoard with her. So Babylon the Great is the whore, is the what do you call it? The false religion. Okay? So it is very important to understand. Then in 21, a mighty angel picked up a boulder the size of a large millstone and threw it into the sea and said, with such violence, the great city of Babylon will be thrown down, never to be found again. It says, in her was found the blood of the prophets and of God's holy people and of all who have been slaughtered on earth. Okay? Now, why can they say that of all who have been slaughtered on earth? Because really, Babylon the Great goes all the way back to Nimrod. And you need to understand that, okay? This is why, because through her, even the prophets were killed, because everybody was following this Babylon the Great. The Babylon the Great was the religion that came down from this first beast, which is Babylon, to Persia, to Greece, and to Rome, okay? So it didn't just start with Rome, okay? She wasn't just there when the Catholic Church was founded. The Catholic Church was built on the same religion, the pagan religion that was passed down all the way from Nimrod. You can read that in the Two Babylons, okay? Two Babylons by Hislop. It's a very good book to read. That's why we have to have that understanding too, that she is not originally there when that little horn was on top of that last beast. She was there throughout the whole human history since the Tower of Babel. That's when she started, or probably started before. But those are all the mystery religion. That's the mystery religion. That's the, and then, continued into Rome, and then from Rome, of course, into the Holy Roman Empire through the Pope. Finally, the Pope who took over everything, okay? So anyways, there's a lot of information there that I have collected, and you should be doing your own research. Everybody should be doing their own research, okay? I'm coming to an end because my time is up. Continue to read these things so you understand about end times, what's going on today. Because I know too many people are just very misled and they're just going the wrong way. And, if you don't see clearly what's going on, you may even miss Jesus when he comes to pick up his bride. Let the Holy Spirit guide you always.